here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Who?
Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sense. Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the show. It's Manny here again on a Monday. Another week. We've got a really interesting job today. We have a student guitar that needs its action fixed. So we've got this little guy here. It's a nice little acoustic. It's beautifully bound. It's actually pretty good quality for a cheapie. It's nicely finished. It's got a gorgeous finish on it. And what you can see is this action is very high. Obviously, a lot of these cheaper builds, they get put together, they get tested, and once they test them, they're pretty much done. It's not a bad sounding guitar. It's got a beautiful spruce top, and it's a cheaper plantation mahogany, I think, by the looks of things. But it is nice though. It's a nice student guitar. It's probably you could play live with this one. You just mic it up, and it'd be pretty good. We need new strings on there. We need to lower that bridge, so that nut on that bridge. A branded guitar. It doesn't matter, Tom. It's It's called a Redding. It's probably an Indonesian copy of something. It looks a little bit Gibson-esque in its body. It's smaller though. It's not a big booming jumbo of any sort, but it's a Redding, and it's probably an Indo, $200 guitar. It's cheap as chips, but it's a good guitar for this. Any guitar is a good guitar, so we need to look after it. I'm going to lower the action by about 1/8 of an inch and get it as close as and make it a little bit more playable. It's very hard playing above the 12th fret. It's really high, and they can't. Pawn shop guitar, absolutely. Absolutely, a prawn, as we say here, a prawn shop guitar. How we doing, Leslie? Mav's in the house. Mav, good to see you. How's it going? Tom, good to see you as well. Welcome on in. Dana, hello. Terry's here as well. Leslie, the whole gang is starting to rolling in with the punches. Let's go to the bench and see what we need to do here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically take these strings off, remove the pins, and we're going to fix the camera. Stop. We're going to remove the pins, and we're going to do that. Terry with a gifted sub. Thank you very much, Terry. Everybody's in the house. That's right. Otis reading. Very good, Leslie. Otis. It's an Otis. It has a serial number. Let me see where it's made in. Yeah, I can actually see the label here. I'll use my Fandango lit up magnifying glass, being an old bugger, so I can see what I'm doing. Let me read that out. Quality acoustic instruments. Model number, serial number, but it doesn't tell me where it's made. It looks like it's made in Indonesia or China because you can see they haven't cleaned up the glue marks very well. It's pretty quickly manufactured, and the bracing is pine. It's cheap. The bracing isn't great. Yeah, it's not great at all. Actually, what is the size of that thing? Even the sides look like they're a cheap type of guitar. I wouldn't say it's mahogany. It could be plantation mahogany of some sort. Anyway, hard to tell. Let me fix that camera. Stop it. There. Sorry that. What I was talking about was the insides there. If you didn't hear me, you can hear me now. It looks a little bit cheap, the materials, but that's what you get for a $200 guitar. You know, it's like you're not going to get a Gibson, are you? Actually, I did see an original Fender in a hock shop or a cash converters, whatever you want to call them, a pawn shop. It was $200, and the back end where the bridge was, strap button was, had broken off and there's a chunk missing. It was black. It was a 72 Deluxe. I should have bought it, but I didn't. That was way back before I was building or working on guitars, so I didn't really think much of it. Anyway, the camera's fixed. Let's get on with this. We're going to cut these guys first. We're going to back off some of this tension, get rid of these old strings that are rusty down here. Obviously, these are the first set. It's only about a year or two old, but they haven't replaced the strings, I don't think. And this is mainly used for chords and that, but they do want it a little bit lower because it is hard to play. The nut looks really good. At this end, it's nice and low. It's the bridge that's the problem. So, and there's a lot of bridge saddle bone there, so we're going to try and shave that down and take about an eighth off it. Terry with a resub. Thank you, Terry. You are magnificent, as usual. But you probably get told that every day anyway. We got to treat every guitar as if it's worth $1 squillion because to the owner it is valuable. It's their instrument, and whether you're a student or a concert guitarist, you need to do that. You need to look after it. A bridge too far up, absolutely, Leslie. That's the one. I've got an interesting project that will excite Dana. Dana, are you listening? The Strat refret, yes, that was a beautiful Apollo white Strat, like a Hendrix 69 Strat. It was really nice, or something around that era. It was newer than that. It was a reissue, but it was a beautiful. And the person who's played it last night, and they said it was like butter. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, most cheap guitars aren't set up well, Tom. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's most guitars, even from the factories, they're set up okay. But if you're a player, you're going to take it to your tech guy to get it just adjusted for you, whether that be lowering the. I mean, some guys get Gibsons and Fenders and take them straight to their guy and say, get rid of those frets and put in my specific size fret and my profile. So they do that as well. You're here, Dana. Guess what I'm making? I need to get on the main camera for this because you need to see the expression on my face. Can you see the expression on my face? I'm very serious now. Dana, we are making a mahogany hollow or chambered Les Paul shape. And guess what color the
Mom, somebody just followed me.
I'll let you type it in the chat. And it's not going to be dyed. It's going to be the original wood for that. It's your favorite. I couldn't help myself but tell you it's your favorite. Yes, it's going to be Purple Heart. We are going to do a special build very soon, but there's still a couple of things I need to do. There's a nut that's coming in, some bone nuts are coming in to finish Aurora. We need to get a neck built and the top on for that acoustic mission. And that will be done very, very soon. But we have to start thinking about that. I've got a beautiful piece of Purple Heart that I need to chop up into about 2 or 3 tops. Yes, you're going to fall in love with it. Absolutely. We won't worry about the strings at the moment. Let's just try and get these guys out. If we can. These are wedged right in and they're a pain in the bottom. Sometimes we can push them from the inside like so. I can get my hand down in there. sometimes I can't. They're wedged so hard. There we go. They should really just come off with a little push, because the way they lock the strings in is enough. Once it's under tension, they're not going to do anything. Yeah. Some of these are really hard to pull out. Some of them aren't. Give them a little wiggle. The good news is this nut is loose and should come out. It's not loose, it's tight, but it shouldn't be glued down. I need to get something under that little guy and just flip it, so I'm going to grab my little and a little shim to protect the bridge from any scratching. And I should just be able to tweak that a little bit. Get something a bit finer. $500 bits from the Dana. Thank you for the follow. Azuma Banjo. Very nice. Konnichiwa. Welcome on in. I'm assuming you're Japanese. And the next thing we're going to do before we continue is to just protect the cover of this guy by laying something over the top. I'm just going to remove these guys first. Just need a little bit of a wedge to get it started. Wiggle it loose. And it comes out. Drop the string in there, which I hate doing, but I can get in there easily and get that out. Okay, let's cover this guy up. So I'm going to grab a couple of little raggy things. Give me a second. These little, I use these little terry toweling cloths. They're soft, and basically just place them over the main section. I need to remove this bridge, but before I do that, I've got to measure things up. So first things first is I'm going to get some of these rags, just lock them down, just to protect the top. It is lacquered, so it is a fine, a decent finish. Just going to put a little bit of tape on there, keep that guy taped on, doesn't move. That way we won't get any scratch marks or any bits and pieces falling on there. First things first, let's check the level of these frets and see. We're always going to start here. The objective here is to measure basically the top of that with the straight edge, which is here. So we lay this across the frets. I need a shorter. This guy here, like that. Really the top end here that's a problem, and that's about, yeah, that's a good 1/4 inch high. That's really high past the 12th fret. It's got to come down to about an 1/8. It's really good at the front. It's really good at the front, but then you get to about the 7th or 8th fret and it really starts taking off. Just the height here's got to come down by about 1 millimeter or 2, I would say. But the way I do that is I grab this guy and I tape. I don't tape anything actually. The way I do that is I grab this guy and I will extend a flat pencil on top of that and get a mark. It just reaches. And the mark is to see where the frets are lined up. guy out. I'll use my little protective, and if I break it, it's okay. I've got spare bone saddles. It's jammed right in there. There we go. And you can see there, that's where the frets are. A little bit higher than that. But what we're going to do is we're going to now file the bottom of this, the flat part, and drop that by about 2 to 3 millimeters. So I'm going to take half that distance and I'm going to shave this guy down. And mark a line, a reference line. It's about 2 millimeters. And we're going to start there and then drop that ruler there and see how high we are off this end of the woods. Okay. So we're going to get on the grinder. Mask! Terry, do I need a mask? I always need a mask. Scale length. That's a good question. Let's measure it. I think it's a 25 and a half. Let me check. It could be a smaller one. I'll just check it with the rule. $24 3/4 maybe. Let me double check that. Grab my scale ruler. 24 3/4, 24 3/4. No. $25 and a half. Oh no, it's not that either. Might be a 25 flat. Nope. Wow. It could be 20. It's not. I'm going to have to measure it with the long rule, I think. I don't think I have a template. 24.625. Nope. Let's measure to the 12th fret, and I'll tell you what that is in inches. 12. Oh, it's 12 and... Okay, it's 12 3/4. So is that 25 and a half? Is it 25 and a half? 12 3/4. That seems to be 25 and a half to me. 25.5. Let's try again. Oh, of course, it helps if I line it up correctly. It's 25 and a half. Yep, 25 and a half. There you go, Leslie. Standard 25 and a half inch scale. Does that make sense? Are you happy with that answer? Excellent. You're happy with the answer. Hey, BTM, what's going on? Welcome on in. Terry, mask up. Absolutely, absolutely. It is bone of some type, even if it's plastic or, some kind of synthetic, what do they call them? Tusk TUSQ sort of nuts. You don't want to breathe that crap in, right? So we're going to put a mask on, and I'm going to actually put my whole face cover because I want to protect my eyes and my ears, well, not my ears, but my eyes particularly, and my nose and my mouth. So I'm going to put my Darth Vader mask on. This is the one with the resonator voice box. Sounds great. I love it. And Terry wants to see this one, of course.
Mom, somebody just followed me.
Just followed them? Rosie, what's going on? Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. So, here's our Darth Vader mask.
Somebody just followed me.
Full face cover. It even has the crinkling microphone effect of the resonator with a voice box. It turns me into AI. Let's sound this guy down and do a test. they didn't do it. Take our mask off. That always works. That was good. And I breathe really well with that mask, and it doesn't fog up. Okay, grab a little bit of sandpaper. Just give that a little sand on the edges. Make sure there's no burrs. Feels smooth. It could come down a little bit lower. I'm going to test it at this height though. I always do little increments as I go. There we go. It looks a little bit lower. Get this straight edge on there. And that's pretty much where it needs to be. I don't think I need to lower it anymore. I could probably do a little. Oh no, that's probably good enough. It's in the slot, and that's as low as it needs to be. I've got it just right. It is about 1/8 of an inch at this end, which is not too bad on a scale this long. That's going to play a lot easier. Absolutely going to play a lot easier. I'm going to give it just a little touch more, just with the sandpaper by hand. Going to reinstall it in a second. Let me just grab a piece of wood. Little block. Just give that a light sand. And that should be spot on a mundi, as they say, technically speaking. I think that's the technical terminology for it. Let's check this height again. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Okay. Measure the height of this guy with our height thingy-bob. This guy here. At the 12th fret. Can't see that because I'm not wearing my eyeballs. Hayes, what's going on? Tooth extracted. No way. Everyone's will. Thank you for coming in and visiting today, dropping in. Yeah, they're always a pain. Okay, the height that I envisage, according to this guy, shivers. .075 of an inch. About 0.075 of an inch. 0.075 of an inch. What's that? How do you convert that into real numbers, metric, something that means something? Let's put the string on there and see what that looks like. You can take this guy off. Kidney stones aren't fun. That's not fun at all, I'll just tell you. Let's grab some strings. String-a-ma-doo, string-a-ma-gee, string-a-ma-ba, string-a-ma-doo. What do we got here? Phosphor bronze, elixirs, they're Diodarios. What have we got first? Our big string is the gold. That is the big fat E. We'll get that guy out. Keep the other ones up there. Let's get this guy in and see what we're doing. So we give that a little crink, about 1 inch down. That stops it from sliding back up and pushing out on the pin. Tuck that in through the hole, all the way down. Push the pin in, and then that guy can come up. And once we tie that in, it'll bite and it'll be fine. Now let's get rid of the old stringamadoos. Marky Mark, what's going on? Hello, my friend. Welcome on in. How are you doing? In the recycle bin goes that. Let's get our little winder. And the ultimate test of truth is, of course, getting some strings on here. Wow. The action's great. Just going to check the frets. There's a couple of markings here. I just want to make sure there's no funny business going on with the frets. So I'll grab a straight edge rocker. Double check that before we work on the rest of the strings. It should be okay, but you never know. Pretty flat, and they're in good nick. There's a couple of little marks there, but they're not worn yet. There's just a little one there that was a little bit up at one end. These are all fine, so that's good to go. We're going to string this guy up. I'm going to give these a polish first, so let's polish them up. Terry, do we want to polish this board? Do we like doing that, Terry? Is that something we should do? Very rough. I'm going to grab the micro mesh. We're going to give the whole border a nice polish with the frets as well. Absolutely, yes. Amazon sell which? Does Amazon sell those? What are we selling? Pickup magnet, polarity tester. Yeah, they should have them. Yeah, it's a tricky one, that one, BTM. because they are. You can get good ones and you can get shitty ones. That I think it does, but they may not be on the cheap. It depends. You want one that really works. You don't want to get bluffed into one. You know what I mean? I'm going to do the frets the board as well, because there's a couple of little rough spots that I just want to smooth out. That feels smoother already. We're starting at 1500. Is that right, Terry? 1500, is that the one? And we're going to oil this guy. It's a little bit dry. It's rosewood, and it's very dry and very, very raised. So I'm going to just flatten that out a little bit, give it some oil, give it a nice drink, and polish these guys up. Sometimes the polish gets out those first initial little marks of the string lines where the wear and tear is. Number one. Yeah. You're going to have to, because that 10% is going to dry the jeepers out of them. What are we at today? We're at 77% today. It's quite high here. It's very overcast. We're getting into autumn now, or fall as the Americans call it. And it's, we've got some rainy days and cloudy days, and it's really humid, and it's still warm enough to really boil things up. Not hot, but it's warm enough to create a bit of heat, a bit of sweat, a bit of natural evaporation. What's next, Terry? Next! The next grit is 1800. She's got it already there. I'm just slow as a wet week at the moment. The frets are in good. They're okay. They're in good, decent nick. They're stainless steel by the looks of it. They don't look like they're nickel. They've got no tarnishing on them, so I'm just polishing them up and getting the grease and the finger marks off them. But they look pretty. They look pretty good. They're a medium jumbo. They're not too thick. They're just right, I think, for a guitar like this. Super jumbos are a bit too thick, I reckon, even for electric guitars. It's overkill. A medium jumbo is probably the best width to height ratio. I don't like super jumbos that are super wide and super high. I mean, it just means you've got to file most of them away. It's crap to get a low. You can't get a low. It's very hard to get a low action on those things without removing 2/3 of the wire. What are you paying for? You're throwing away good fret wire for no reason. Get them low. Get them medium width. You don't need too much, right? What's after green, Terry? Charcoal? Is that what we got next? $2,400 charcoal. Haze with the big cross. Are you cross? Are you angry? Next. Baby Poo Brown, 3,200. Baby Poo Tan, that's the one. Yeah, you're getting the fret sprout BTM. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, Karen Day, what is going on? Everybody stand up and everybody check your blood levels because a sweetie has just entered the chat. Check your blood sugar. Ha! What's happening, Kazoo? Are you well? What is going down, girl? What are you doing? Have you finished all your arty work and your reno work and all your office stuff? God, I'm looking forward to that. Checking that out. I'm just dandy. I'm dandier. I'm okay. I had a bit of a back strain a couple of weeks ago. I've recovered from that. Played about half a game of soccer on the weekend and felt good, recovered well. I mean, I had the usual muscular aches that you would have the next day recovering. Bit of rolling, a bit of stretching. So I feel good now. I think when you stop doing stuff, it just gets worse. You've got to keep moving, I guess. That's the trick. Next, this is a student guitar, and it needed an adjustment on the height. So we took the bridge off, the nut out of the bridge, and we sanded that down, and we've got this nice and decently low now. Oh no! Oh yes! No, it's fine. It's okay. What's next, Terry? I've lost count. Are we drinking wine yet, Terry? We are. Excellent. It's quite dry, this fretboard. It's very dry. It's been in a bit of a change in humidity, but it's cased, and I don't know where it's sitting, if it's getting any sun or what it's doing, but it's not warped or anything. It's pretty straight, but there is some dryness. It could just be a cheapy sort of rosewoody plantation rosewood sort of fretboard. Not a great cut. It's quite porous, but it's okay. We're going to give it some lemon oil, and that's going to really, really refresh that guy. It needs a drink, I'd say. We'll polish these guys up first, though, and then we'll do that. What's next, Terry? Are we up to teal, Lisa's colour? Excellent. 4,000 grit. Next, purple, 6,000. What's the catchphrase for that one? The best of all, micromesh, purple. Ha! When you write them, you get to choose them. Is that right now, Dana? Is that so? Ha! Dana, for anyone that doesn't know, is one of our mods, and she does a lot of work with the commands and our emotes. And so does Terry. She's another one there that's here religiously. And Leslie as well. We've got the best mods on Twitch by far. Why? Because they're into it. They're not just moderating for the sake of moderating. They just genuinely care about the channel. And they genuinely care about the community. And it's really good to have people like that don't take BS and know the difference between trolling, which we don't really care about. But serious foul play and harmonious fun. We're not precious, but we're not silly. 8,000, my favourite. Troll. Karen Day is the biggest troll you've ever seen. She lives under a bridge. She asks for coinage so you can cross the bridge. Isn't that right, Karen? She's the only tutu-wearing troll, though. She does like a good tutu. Get off my bridge. Very good. Don't you dare get on it again. Okay, lucky last. What is lucky last, Terry? The big announcement. No one shall pass. They will if they pay enough. Magic Magenta all the way. 12K all the way. Now you can see this fretboard's not very shiny. It's got a nice matte finish to it. It is very raised, the grain. I've flattened it out somewhat so it feels a lot better, but you can visually see the grain. But the frets look magnificent. They're nice and shiny. And I'm going to oil this baby in a minute, and it should drink it up. Might give it a couple of coats. And then we're going to put the strings on and test drive this little student thingy-me-bob. Okay, there we go. It's done. Let's get our lemony oils and put some lemony oil on it. Where is it? Aha. Here it is. Und bingo. So it needs a drink, but I never pour it on. I want to wipe some of that dust off there as well. So I'll give that a little wipe over lightly first, and then I'll wash some of that in. Here we go. A dab of my chopping board oil or natural food safe lemon mineral oil. And that's drunk it already. Look at that. Can you see how quick that drank it? That's like crazy, man. I'm going to do each fret individually and the color will come back, but that's drinking it up like nothing else. Really, really fast. So I'm liberally adding some oil on there on each fret, just giving it a good drink. I'm letting it pool up slightly and let that drink it in. I'm rubbing it in and just leaving it loosely rubbed in. Let it sort of suck it down on under its own steam, if you like. And just let that sit for a bit. Have a look at that girl. Thirsty. It is dry, Leslie. It's really dry. It's dry as a bone. But it looks good. Nice and shiny now. Look at those guys. Okay. So what we got to do now, it is dry though. It's drinking that up slowly. Let that sit there for a while and let that drink it in. We'll give it another coat in a minute. Really get it nice and oily and balanced and moist again. Now what we need to do is quickly give this body a clean while we're here. So I'm going to grab some very mild polishing paste. It is lacquer. Let me flick over to the bench again. Shiny. I've got some of this little finishing polish that we use on wax and polish. It's a very light wax and polish. It's quite clean. I'm just going to give that a little rub down with a dry cloth. Put some in there. I'm going to do the bridge as well. It's rosewood and it's very dry. I'm going to use some oil on the bridge as well. So I'm going to do that right now so that it dries as we go. It's drunk that up straight away. Let me grab a clean cloth for that. I'm going to use this terry, this fleecy little guy. Rub that in, let that sort of catch on there and then give that a polish. Give that a little brisk brush. Bit of polish. Vigorously rubbing away on the top. It gives it a nice glossy feeling finish. Just get some of those marks off there. Most of it's finger marks. Just let that buff. Clean that up a little bit. Do the sides and the back. I'm just going to give them a light rub. Just get the fingerprints off there. Manny also reviews the chat. We'll get back to you later if he misses this during the stream. Let me have a look. What did we ask? Ralsey. About using wood to make a bridge instead of bone or plastic. Yes. I wouldn't use plastic. So, Ralsey, thanks for asking the question. I wouldn't use plastic, mate. Plastic's terrible. The strings mark it. It shifts the point of contact. Bone is great. Wood is great if you can find ebony that's really hard, almost petrified, right? But wood isn't great, generally speaking, even hardwood, because strings are metal. They're going to bite. If you're using nylon, I'd say, yep, there's a little bit less hardness in the tension. There's a softer material. It does bend, like polyfluorocarbon or catgut or whatever the string is that you're using. But I wouldn't use wood for everything, especially for something with so much high tension there, and obviously the nut. Brass is another option. Brass saddles are very bright though, and some ivory. We don't say ivory because we don't actually use ivory anymore because it's illegal from ripping out poor old elephant tusks. So we use bone. Bone is probably the most go-to for me. That's what I would do, and it's consistent. You can get good results and consistent, popular results with that. Yep, they are. Yes, it's a different tension though. I don't like to use wood on guitars, especially if they're tensioned over the bridge and a thin bridge. If it's a thicker bridge and around a bridge, maybe. But yeah. Yeah, you can make one out of wood, Ralsey. It's not going to be a problem. It'll actually work really well for a long time. But it depends on how hard you play and what you do, and create friction and make sure that the wood doesn't dry up. Keep the bridge moist as well as your fretboard. Keep it oiled. Keep it nice and healthy, so that there's no dryness there where you could get some chipping or flaking or whatever. No hurting the elephants. No, absolutely no, Karen. We are against hurting elephants. We do not want to do that ever. Let's go to the bench. Absolutely. But you know what, mate? To save you trouble though, if you go to Amazon or eBay, Ralsey, you can pick up a bone nut that's already cut for you. For a few bucks, for $10. It's up to you, but by all means, experiment and do it as a exercise to learn a little bit about bridges, or just for the sake of making one. That's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't like to use wood though. I probably because of the last thing I need is a month later the guitarist coming back saying, "Oh man, I was playing really hard and it's like I was gigging and now look at it, it's not even keeping in tune, and I've got a crack in my bone." Yeah, that's how they talk typically. I should know. Okay, that's all done. We'll do the back as well. There's a few little wet marks and things. I'll give it a little bit of polish on the back. It's a large area. You can see it's pretty grimy. Then we'll string this guy up. It's a pretty guitar for a cheapie. It's not bad. It's very, very nicely put together. I generally just rub this stuff in, and as it dries off, I just let it sit, and then I hand buff it off with a drier cloth. I take the wet side away, like that. Just let that sit for a minute. It takes about a minute to dry, to start caking. The straight, yeah, I mean, BTM, it's how you keep a straight line without putting a string on it, just to give you an idea of what the bottom of that edge is looking in relation to the fret. You know, the bridge is going to pull it up. You're going to get that angle, and it's, you know, you're going to work it. It's really cool. Yeah, it's simple. It's the simple things that make things really cool. You know, it's a simple little tool. The underrated power of the straight edge does a lot of things. Okay, we'll give that a bit of a rub now. Should polish up a little bit. I don't use buffers because I'm terrible with them and I burn through lacquer. I'm awful with buffers, so I don't buff things. With a machine, I mean. With a machine. I don't use buffing wheels as such. I'm hopeless at it. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. You can see that guy's heaps better now. Still a few marks at the top there. I'll work on that later. The problem with this is it's black, so every time you touch it, you're going to see the fingerprints and the marks. But it looks pretty good. It's a nice colour. It's something sexy about black, but it's the worst colour in the world from a maintenance perspective. Okay, we won't do the headstock. I'll do that later. Actually, I'll give that a quick rub. Quickly while I'm here, get the dust off that before I string it up. Let's string her up and have a listen. This needs a little bit more oil. It seems to be holding it nicely. I'll give it a little light spritz, the fretboard, and then we'll string it up. It's got an old rag here. We'll just use this rag. I don't want to put too much on there. It's taken a good drink, but I will give it another spritz, and it should stay a little bit wetter this time, a little bit, you know, softer. Yeah, it's not drinking it as much this time because it's had a good drink already. There we go. You can see we're good to go. All right. Let's string her up and tune her. What do you reckon? Straight edge, no chaser. Very good. Whereabouts are you, Rolsey? I'm by the sounds of the way you're using your name, you're an Aussie like me. Are you in Sydney, Melbourne, or whereabouts are you based? Let me grab my tuner. Here it is. These will stretch. Next string, which is, I'll get the little one on there, the 12. Little E. Big E, little E. Put a bend in that. Get that down in there, curving around. Lock that in. Okay, feels okay. More strings required. Let's have a look here. The purple one, the 16, B string. B string. Ah, shit. Wind her up. These will stretch, of course. I just want to lay them in first, and then I'll stretch them and retune. Takes a little while. I hate weighing strings too. It's a pain in the butt. Let's go A string. Okay, a couple more to go. We're almost there, guys. Hang in there. Let's go. Everybody's favourite, the G string. One string, I feel I could play that. Yes, absolutely, Dana. It's like me. I have 6 strings and I only play one. We'll have a strum in a minute. See what this thing looks like. Just put a little bend here, about 1 inch down. Get that a hook in and under. Just keeps it from putting direct tension on the pin and pushing the pin out. Once it locks in, it's the bite. Is this the G string? It is the G. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm being a bit of a doofus. What am I? A bit of a doofus. One up, fella. Make sure that is. Oh, no. It is. Oh, yeah, it is the G string. There we go. Just stretching a little bit. Last string is the D string. E, A, D, E, A, D. Is it? Did I put the wrong string on that? Oh, please tell me I didn't put the wrong string in. Hang on a second, guys. I think I've made a boo-boo somewhere. Black. Oh, no. I picked the wrong string out. No, I've got the right string there. This is the right one that goes here. Good old D. Good old D. I pull it back till it's tight. Then I go to the nut and I pull it back about a fret. That gives me about 3 winds, more than enough. we're done, I think. Riley's with the workshop. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's probably the oboe. Oh, not the oboe. The what is that Japanese thingy bob? It's still a little bit on the high side, so I might just take this bridge off and just lower it a little bit more, but that's okay. I've got it all set up now. It sounds okay. Needs a little bit more low, little bit lowering, a bit more lowering. So I will give that a little bit of a. What happens is what you generally notice is sometimes under tension you get a little bit of relief in the middle here, and when you get a little bit of relief around the 12th or 9th, it tends to bow the neck back up a little bit, and you might just gain a little bit more height. It's important too, but you can't tell until you're under tension. So. It's a lot easier to play. It's fine. It's fine. It just needs a little bit more lowering. So that's what I'm going to do with that one there. Take that little nut off, give it a little bit more of a shave, and then we're good. Great practice. Practice is great. I love to practice. It's probably as good as it gets. Practice levels are me, for sure. It's a good little practice guitar. It is a little student guitar, and it's just used for learning chords and playing simple songs. But it's a great way to start, and it's got to play well. Otherwise, the player doesn't want to do that. Thank you for the gigantify emote, Karen, earlier on. That's 30 bits. It broke the bank, that one, but thank you. I appreciate that every time you do that. Newcastle. What's going on? Newcastle, Australia, or Newcastle at St. James on Tyne in England? Or another Newcastle for that matter. I'd say you're in Aussie. Jason, how you doing, man? Australia. Good to see you, Jason Newey. Was a Martin kit. Basic woodworking was all that was needed. Yeah, the kits are good when you're starting, Mark. They're really good. So that's this one here. Okay, let me show you guys the LP that I need to get a nut for those that haven't seen it. I'll be right back. Give me a second. So this girl here, we built from scratch, mahogany body, mahogany body, Australian rosewood neck. It's got a riverbank. What is that? River oak, I should say, not riverbank. River oak fretboard, big block inlays, and a honeyburst flame maple cap. Mr. Glynn's PAF 59s, so vintage reproductions. They're called integrities. Your usual bridge. That guy's ready to go. That sounds great. I've got a nut temporarily sat in there, you can see, because I need to get more bone to make a proper fitting nut. And this one is finitoed. It's almost finished. Got to put some strap buttons on there. Just wanted to show the new people on the chat and in the forum what we are capable of making here. There's also an acoustic guitar that I'm making hanging up somewhere. No, here it is here. I'll show you that guy. That's this guy here. So that's Australian Tasmanian blackwood. Okay, that's the back and the sides and insides there. The top's ready to go, bunya pine top. And we've got to get a neck on that one. Next stream, we're going to start cutting a new neck for this guy. I've got new templates to use, and I want to use new templates. This is really pretty. I'll show you a little bit of the colouring of this guy, because I always like to show it off. I'll just move this guy into the next room. I'll finish that guy off stream. Just got to shave that nut down a touch more. So this guy's going to get Danish oil, and it'll be a satin finish. But what I will show you is what the colour looks like on this guy. So let me put you quickly to the bench. Show you the colour of this blackwood. This blackwood is awesome. We've sanded those edges and we're ready to go. This colour is really, really awesome. So I'll just prop that guy up like that. Give that little wipe down and you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. You can see the magic already happening. She's a beautiful beast. That's the colour that she's going to turn up with the Danish oil. A nice amber golden bronze. And you've got all that beautiful, beautiful, the sides match. You've got all that beautiful flame in there. So it looks quite watery and quite silky. Comes to life. The sides are the same. They come to life too. Give them a little spritz and see how we go. Just to give you guys an idea of what this guy looks like. Okay, so you can see that side and that back matching back. And the front's going to be bunya pine, so that's going to be a really nice one once we finish that one. Mid-level beginner. I've learnt a lot from Orbi for decades. Most I know is pick up swaps and basic setup, and I've learnt from you in the short time I've been here. Oh, look, BTM, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're here. But this guy here is fantastic. And there it is there, the commission build acoustic. Have we fixed that up? Tasmanian blackwood. Fretboard is rosewood. No, the fretboard is river oak, and the neck is Australian rosewood. Abalone inlaid bone pins. We're going to get that. The nut is natural unbleached ox bone. Double layer rosewood binding, of course, with abalone inlays, rosette. So we've got a lot of work to do on this guy. We've only just started. It is a commission. It's a friend of mine, so he's not in a rush. He wants me to take my time and use the time. Orbi, oh, of course. Oh, Jace, Orbi's awesome. Orbi's awesome. He's a top guy. In actual fact, I'm going to go and get the Orbi Telecaster. It's got his pickups in it. The Fox. Let me go get that one before we finish up today. poplar body. Let's have a look at that. Okay, telly style. That's my signature headstock. Coachwood neck, poplar body. Looks like a neck through. There's a little bit of a colour blend in there. And the top is a flamed noxious weed. What is it? Anyway, it's gorgeous. And Orbi's got the P90. It's an Orbi P90 and an Orbi vintage bucker. That sounds really cool. And that P90 really breaks up nicely. It's awesome. Camphor Laurel is the top. Camphor Laurel. Thank you, Dana. Noted. So yes, indeed. It's this one's really, really nice, and that's available too. Haven't got to give it a nice clean up and box it, and that should go to the market very, very soon. But that's one of my favourite builds. That was really, really fun. You can see it's got all the beautiful sapwood colouring coming off the back of that guy through the core there. It's really, really cool. I love it. It's got a satin finish, just oil finish, both front. Sorry, this is a poly. Is it poly? Oh yeah, the top is poly because we've gone poly about 8 coats, just hand rubbed. No, I lie. It is oil. It is oil. It's about 12 coats of Danish oil to get that high gloss, and it's just 5 or 6 to get that satin on that body and neck. So that's that one there. Anyway, Discord server. I am working on a website, guys and girls. I haven't had the fox face. That's why it's called the fox. If you haven't seen it, have a look at the face. Let me hold that up. Actually, I might just put it under here. There's a little bit of a fox. I saw a bit of a fox in there. You can see the shape of the cheeks coming down with the little nose there. It's actually got a little bit of bronze filler in there. There was a knot there, and I've used a little bit of acrylic with some bronze. You can see it's dull there, just there. Bit of acrylic, a little bit of bronze, but it's blended in nicely. Just the tip of its nose. But that's a nice piece. I like that guitar. It's really, really cool. And it weighs a nice weight. It's not light. It's not too heavy. Rage, what's going on? It's a demon. Rage thinks it's a demon, and that's fine too because he's like that. But that's that guy there. Anyway, guys and girls, that's it for today. I need to run off. Thank you for being here, and welcome to all our new subscribers and new members in the chat. Rage, I'm sorry, my friend. Are you streaming? Are you going to stream? Am I going to change over to you now? Am I going to raid you? Please say you're streaming. Hi. Let me see who's on. I will see who's on and see if we can raid someone. Matt Suarez is on. Only Matt is on. Are you going on? Thank you, Mav. You're welcome, my friend. You're not going on? You are going on? No. Yes? Just a quick answer will do. Thank you, Leslie. You're a pro. Yeah, thank you, Rylesy. Good on you, mate. And good to meet you too. And hopefully we'll catch up with you next stream. Probably about Friday, our time. Anyway, I'm going to go to Matt Suarez because he's a good guy if Rage isn't doing anything. No worries, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Raid. Hang around if you want to chill for a little while with Matt Suarez. Say hello to Matt. And I will see you again on Friday, my time. So it's Thursday for you US people. Be good. Take care of one another. And if you can't take care of one another, then you should learn how to. Take it easy, guys. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.